Back over to Europe, where Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has signed a law restricting the autonomy of Ukraine's anti-corruption agencies. Kyiv has rolled back their autonomy in favor of tighter executive control. Stamping out endemic graft is a requirement for Kyiv to join the European Union, as well as secure billions in Western aid. Let's listen in to what Zelensky had to say.
Ще одне. Говорив з керівником НАБУ Семеном Кривоносом, прокурором САП Олександром Клименком, генеральним прокурором Русланом Кравченком, головою Служби безпеки України Василем Малюком. Різні виклики. Ми все це обговорили. Антикорупційна інфраструктура працюватиме. Тільки без російських. Важливо, щоб без росіян. Важливо, щоб була невідворотність покарання і щоб суспільство це дійсно бачило. І ще, щоб не було жодних фейків та інформаційних спекуляцій.
The vote came a day after Kyiv's domestic security agency arrested two NABU officials on suspicion of ties to Russia and conducted sweeping searches into agency employees on other grounds. President Volodymyr Zelensky, whose party holds a majority in parliament, approved the amendments late on Tuesday. The changes would allow the general prosecutor to transfer cases from the agencies and reassign prosecutors. After the bill passed, hundreds of people gathered in Kyiv for the biggest anti-government protest since the start of the war in Ukraine. Demonstrations were also held in the cities of Lviv, Dnipro and Odessa. The European Union also slammed Ukraine's move, calling it a serious step back, and said that the independence of the agency was essential for Ukraine's EU path. We're now joined by Major General Setback, who's a senior political and strategic defence expert. Thank you so much, Major General G, for joining us on the programme. What are your thoughts on this move from Ukraine? We've seen support for Zelensky and his government. However, protests today are the first since the war began. We've also seen the European Union speak out against the Ukrainian president for once again the first time since the war began. What are your thoughts?
Thomas, firstly, good morning. Thank you for getting me to your show.
Pleasure.
As regards to the question you have raised, I'm glad that the European Union has actually flagged the issue. Take your mind back by a couple of years, let's say 10 years back, almost identical situation had erupted in Kyiv itself, and a similar situation. I still remember Yanukovych. I was dealing with the subject at that point in time. He was made to step out of his chair under similar conditions. You see, the moment you withdraw the autonomous power of these two agencies, NABU and SAPO. NABU is the National Bureau, it is the Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine. The SAPO is a specialized unit which is actually supposed to supervise the kind of investigations to be carried out by NABU. They had independence earlier. Presently, with the new bill being passed by Mr. Zelensky, it is going to water down, it will weaken the status of both the organization. What it means is, to a common man, is that the Prosecutor General will have a leeway to select his person, thereby allowing parochialism and people of choice to finish up the investigations or put them under the carpet and close them down. This is not going to actually cleanse the system for the purpose of which the two entities had come up a couple of years, 10 years back or so. And I'm afraid all the aids and grants which are actually provided by, if I recall correctly, the European Union, even the America and other countries in the world, it is supposed to be conditional to transparency, accountability, and free of corruption. And I'm very afraid, when I had visited long time back to Ukraine, corruption was a kind of a way of life. And I'm given to understand in past 4 years plus, corruption has come to the limelight. If it is to be, the democracy is to be restored in some form of rules-based international order, as is being followed comparatively in a better manner in European Union, then perhaps, to my understanding and logic, this is a highly regressive and retrograde step that Zelensky is taking. It should be actually put on hold, and the status quo ante should be restored. Back to you, Thomas.
Yes, Major General G, thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, but pleasure having you on the show. We now move over to the Indo-Pacific, where Japanese Prime